Hello, and thank you for listening to Cool Nerds Unite podcast. Recently, Detroit's legendary house music icon, DJ Scent, came to the studio and sat down and did an interview with us. Here's an excerpt from that energetic, fun-filled interview.
So we're going to get this thing started. I'm going to do a little talk about who I am. Who am I? Really? No.
Who are you?
I'm Batman. So look, I started getting my first set of turntables in 1991. They were a pair of linear techs. And people were like, what is linear tech? Yeah, they were old school. Pitch control was the total opposite of a 1200. So the struggle was real, people. But the cool thing is it really taught me, I'm going to get this together real quick. Okay. It taught me really how to beat match. So I got my next set of turntables around, say, 94-ish, which were actually Technic 1200s, what everybody's using. But I started doing my house parties. Everybody's probably familiar with the Philadelphia street parties. They went on during the winter. Man, that thing cranked up, got so crazy, we had to take that to the Town Full of Post Hall. That started in 1995. We stayed there, me and my partner at the time, Tiffany. Big shouts out to my girl Tiffany and all my crew that work with me there at the Post. Town Full of Post, I-94 off of Gratiot. Late night was not the same for 10 years in the city of Detroit. When I say we rocked, y'all know. If you were there, send me some love. If you weren't, you'll hear about it. Right. Oh, here comes somebody say, y'all know. So the Post was really my introduction to the world. I had been doing little things here and there. A little bit prior to that, in 97, really cool, one of the guys who I really loved was a gentleman named Ken Collier. Ken Collier, for those that don't know, was just legendary. The way he played his music around the city just was amazing. I got wind of Ken Collier when he went to Club Heavens, 7 Mile in Woodward, where the old McDonald's is right now. Oh, yeah. Travesty. But hate to see a legendary space get turned into a parking lot.
McDonald's?
Wow, it became a McDonald's.
I thought that was a legendary space.
The McDonald's, yeah. Man, when I say we used to get it in up in Heavens, for those that hung there, it was really kind of popular from like 11 to like 6 a.m. Some of the best music I've ever heard came out of Heavens. It inspired me as a record collector at the time to really buy everything Ken Collier played. I took get his cassette tapes. I've got about 26 of Ken Collier's cassette tapes. I would take them up to Record Time. Big shout out to my man Mike Huckabee, my man, rest in peace, Lavelle Williams from Record Time. Mike was my guy. I would take my cassettes, go home, chop them up, the songs I wanted. I give the cassette to Mike and say, Mike, hey, pull this stuff. Mike was my guy. He'd pull everything. That was really my musical journey to where I got out here in the world. The biggest thing I think that happened at that point was I was allowed to actually be a contestant in the Ken Collier Memorial Foundation's DJ contest. Crazy thing, I won it. I don't know how it happened. Did I give somebody some drinks or something? I don't know. Anyway, I ended up winning this contest.
If it'll get you talking, yeah, more drinks.
That's what I said. More drinks. I was like, oh my God, I won this contest. I honor this trophy. I wish I had a picture of it. It's probably the only thing I tell my dog besides my 12 inches in the basement. Grab this trophy because everything else in the house is replaceable. Right. But was able to win that. That was in 1997. And ever since then, I have just been trying to rock the world. Rock the world with some house, techno. I was the founder of bringing Baltimore club music here to Detroit. That started in 2000. So if you hear anybody talk about Baltimore club music and that they thought they started it, y'all better let them know.
That was
DJ Scent came in and had to bring, and the reason why, let me just give you a quick history of that. Hip hop came into the club scene so heavy, and as a DJ, you had to automate them. You're either going to play hip hop or you're going to be unemployed. Wow. And so for me, I have nothing against hip hop. Love it. Not something I think should be in a club, because clubbing is meant to be happy, fun, dancing. Upbeat, thank you. And when you bring hip hop, it kind of bring that whole thing down to a whole nother grounds level. That's why you see guys in the club doing this.
Got that slow rock.
What is that?
Little two-step.
I got that same beer.
The stupid ballroom dance.
I can't drink the hot beer because I ain't moving. So I was not a big fan of the hip hop transition that happened, and I said, you know what, we got to do something different. So I flew to Baltimore. Happened to my guy. Big shout out to my man DJ Cedric. Played Atlanta yesterday. Oh, over the weekend. Whew, rocked that party. But DJ Cedric came, brought him in. He was here to do another party. I said, Ced, come to my after hours, dude. Come play with me. If you were there that night, you knew how legendary that was. Me and Cedric battling. It's a silent battle because we love each other. He dropping heat. I'm dropping heat on top of his heat. We're neck and neck. Neck and neck.
Okay.
Cedric say, oh, I see Sid trying to give me the business. He drops a Baltimore track on vinyl. Me and the crowd stops and goes,
Oh, snap.
What you trying to do, Sid? You trying to take Sid out? Which he did. He knocked me right on off the table. I said, let me move out the way, Sid. You done dropped something I can't do nothing with, sir. He played about a half an hour of that, and my crowd was like, okay. I said, so Sid, where you get this record from? Oh, no. You know how we are. Back in the day, we hiding everything. He got the label on top of the records. You go, my DJs know what we talk about. The little label we throw on top of that record, so everybody be like, oh, you got it covered. Yeah, you know how we did. You know how we did. That's how he did me. But I said, Cedric is from the D.C., Maryland area. I'm going to have to go take a quick visit. So I got me a plane. Me and my girl, Pat, what's up, Pat Little? Officer Little for most. Flew down to D.C., drove around, found a little record store, and man, has changed my life. So I brought a stack. I'm talking about a stack of Baltimore back, and introduced that Friday to my clientele. They was looking at me like, Sid, what you done went and smoked on, girl? That ain't you. But you got to compete with hip hop, so I had to bring something different to the scene. 2000, from that point on, we've been doing a little bit of Baltimore, a little bit of house. Hi, my guy. This is fire. My guy Reggie. This is another famous DJ, been around since 1979, Mr. Swinton. DJ Swin, I don't know what your new name gonna be. I like your logo. Want to give you some love. Shouts out. Big ups to my girl, Teresa Hill. I think I saw you popping in over here. Everybody, Lisa, my family. You guys are tuning in. Appreciate you.
So, Cynthia, let me ask you something.
Sure.
Because of the hip-hop scene, do you find that it's a big competition to you, that you have to work a little bit harder? I know you're a professional at what you do, and you do it extremely well.
Thank you very much.
I might add. I know everybody in the audience have to agree with.
Yeah, she's a bad mofo.
Woo! Them tables.
She's a bad mofo.
So do you find that you have to work a little bit harder because of hip hop, because of the rap scene?
You know what? The blissful thing for me, I stay true to DJ Scent. Okay. DJ Scent's number one love is house music. So I didn't really care that people were coming in saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. I said, hire somebody who does what you need them to do.
Right.
I am a house music specialist. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that till I die. Right. If you need me to do anything else, them zeros going to be real big behind that first number. If you ever hear Scent playing some hip hop, you know that check was ugly.
Wow.
It had to be.
It had to be. But I feel like it's best to stay with what you love. And my love is to push dance music first. Everything else really doesn't matter. Everything else doesn't matter. So I see the competition, and a lot of guys had no other choice but to leave what they really love to do and had to go into hip hop. One of the guys who I talked to love, Mr. Charles Hicks. The maestro. Listen to Mr. Charles Hicks on JLB's Friday night and Saturday night house party along with Mr. Kim James.
Yeah, I remember.
Charles Hicks was huge in the house community. He is now back into the house scene due to a party I'm going to be playing in a couple weeks from now because that's his love. Yeah. When you love something, you're going to find your way to fishtail back to what you want to do. Yeah. But sometimes you got to chase them dollars. And so I understand for those that went for the money, hey, make it, do what you do. But remember, always stay true to your passion.
Amen.
Do what you love. Don't let anybody dictate to you what you should be doing.
Wow.
Do what you got to do.
But you know what, Sin? That is the thing I love most about you, is because you can feel the energy. You have some great energy. I can feel the energy right now.
Man, it's bubbling.
And you know what? The thing of it is, when you told me about what you do, I must say I was a little apprehensive. I said, okay. And then until I saw a video of you performing, I said, oh my God. I remember telling you about it, Amber. And I said, oh my God. the energy was so immense.
You can feel that she loves what she's doing. She's into what she's doing.
And it resonates.
You can tell when someone has a passion for something.
Yeah, and it resonates.
With these guys I'm sitting next to, when I say phenomenal talent, this whole room. In fact, I'm going to do a quick span.
Yeah, my friends here. Oh, yeah. Justin.
That's Jay Bizzle.
Bill.
Gavin,
Sound Lord.
These two guys, this whole group right here, guys, when I say talented, not only in what we're doing right now with the podcast.
And Ross is not bad looking.
Well, that helps. That helps. But when I say
nice
multi-talented, drawers, musicians, artists, this is one thing this is one of the reasons why I wanted to come and sit with these guys, is because of the talent that's in this room. They're educating me.
Plus, I kept bugging her.
Well,
that played a factor, you know. We didn't grab her by a rope and tie her up and bring her in.
It took forever for us to get her here.
They were singing the Finally song by CeCe Peniston. Finally?
It was Roger's idea.
We're going to make it happen.
We finally made it happen.
It's still in my head, too.
Oh, my God. Talking about CeCe Peniston and all the great music that's out here. But the thing is, it all happens in due time. We're sitting here today having a great conversation. I decided, let's go Facebook Live. Let people see you guys, talk to you guys. Me, I'm getting the privilege to be here to be interviewed. Who am I?
Oh, yeah.
Mike Jones. Okay, though.
Right, is that Mike Jones?
Ain't that the song?
I can definitely get down. I definitely get down with the
sorry.
energy. I definitely get down with the vibe. Like, could you kind of tell us more about like the community of art? Because you know, here in Detroit, we have a huge hip hop community, huge R&B community. You have a huge church community.
Huge is an understatement.
But we have a huge underground house music community. Tell us more about that community. Not many folks know about that.
Sadly, it's not as much underground as you think. It's actually bubbling all over the city.
Yeah, because we have the festivals.
Sure. The music festivals, big up to my people, representing my Charivari Festival coming up in August.
Okay.
There's so many great festivals, so many great bars and clubs that are doing house all over again. It's kind of had a rejuvenation. No disrespect to hip hop. I love you guys. But like I said, with all the things that was going on with hip hop, the violence, the clubs, the baller dancer era, all that stuff is over. We're back to the normal people working the 9 to 5s, want to come out and have a good time. Yeah. And so this is going to kind of emulate house and dance to be back into the forefront. This is the reason why I stayed true to what I love. If all of us had went to hip hop, who would be pushing house? Somebody had to stay true to their roots, which was me and a few others. Don't get it twisted. Big shouts out to Bruce Bailey. He's doing so many things. My girl Teresa Hill, a.k.a. Lady T from 92.3. She's doing radio internet shows. Big shouts to my girl Tina Nelson. She's out pushing things. I'm sure I'm missing a ton of you guys. I could go a list. But I do want to give mad shouts out to Stacey Hotwegs Hale. She's considered the godmother of house. One of the first female DJs to really push this thing. Right. Her and my girl Serena Tyler, always got to give mad love to her. Those two were really the innovators of really house music as far as female conception.
Okay, female
radio
DJ.
At that time was huge. You had the Club Insomnia show. You had your Friday night, Saturday night house parties going on. When hip hop, iHeart, Clear Channel all decided to merge, that's what everybody thought was going to be the money breadwinner was hip hop. And no, don't get it wrong. During the era of hip hop, they made millions. Problem was, it took so many things away from the mom and pop stores. Right. It took so many things away from the clubs, and it actually made people not want to come out because of how it was. Right. So I'm advocating, get out, support your clubs, get out and support your parties. If you want things to be happening in your area, you got to come out and support it. Spend those $5-10 to come to the club and drink and have fun and go home.
$5-10. That's how you know. That's how you know this was in the golden time. $5-10 for the club, man. I had to pay $15, $20. Don't.
Let me just be clear. The house music community parties are still the same. Some of them don't even charge to come in. What you're speaking upon is the hip hop organization,
that's what I'm saying.
which will rape you from the time you park. That's usually $10.
Say it again.
Now you got to come in with $10-15. Don't let the club be bumping. That's a $25 spot.
Mandatory
with a 2-minute. With a 2 minimum drink special. Hip hop understands the commercialization of what they're doing.
Of music.
House was really done for love. You come in, you eat some chicken wings. Big ups to friends. I come in there Thursday to get some chicken wings. You know, and to have fun. Yeah, we want to make money because the DJs have to get paid. So everybody's got to do something. But we weren't the robbers Hip hop knew that might not last long, so we're going to get all the money we can till this club gets shut down. Usually within a few months, but just in case they last a few 6 months. Most don't. They got to make all the money they can. Problem is, you make people not want to be supportive to other things.
Right.
I say to all my people, you guys are young. Love my young crowd.
Oh, thank you for the compliment.
Well, besides this one, but still, we ain't gonna talk about him.
We ain't about to get into that.
But the thing is,
that's a whole
I
other
try
beast.
to tell all my young people who are supporting these parties, go out to everything.
Yeah, okay.
Don't just bottle yourself up to say, I guess I got to go to the hip hop club. No, come out to some of these house
yeah,
parties.
right. Yeah.
Come out to the
Diversify
festivals.
yourself.
Come out to some of the other things that's happening, underground scene.
Oh, yeah.
Trade in
some
your black
things-
car for about 5 seconds and introduce yourself to something else. Just trade it in.
Trade it in. Get rid of it.
Some
Don't do
Backstreet
it.
Boys mixtapes. Just trade all that in.
Right,
Wow.
man. 'Cause going to see-
Backstreet Boys mixtape.
I got some Backstreet Boys.
I mean,
Amber might have some
Right.
Backstreet mix.
Right.
Ain't no shame in my game. I like Backstreet
Hey, I like
Boys.
Backstreet Boys too, man.
Right, they be
I
jamming.
didn't know they had some mixtapes.
They might. I don't know. They do. Maybe somebody made a
I
Backstreet
don't
Boy
know about the
mixtape.
mixtapes, but I know they had a couple fire songs, man, back in the 90s.
did.
Right.
man.
I want it that way. Leave me alone.
New
I don't
Kids
care
on
what
the Block.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
But yeah, look, just like what you were saying though,
It's all
like,
about them new kids on the block.
Just remember that those are not traditional house groups.
They're not. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
Right,
We're
you
saying,
know.
for example,
Yeah.
Right,
step
you know,
outside your box.
I'm
Right.
still listening to them though.
you know, it's good. You know,
I do too.
It's on my
you know,
iPod.
we had a, you know, saying just like I said, that was a wonderful community. You said always good parties. I've been to a couple house parties before. They lit. They actually
Oh,
very
my
lit.
God.
People don't. You,
The
you ain't
true
never
house
turned up until you
parties.
turned up at a house party, man.
We don't really have a lot going on. We come in, we dance, we
Have
drink,
fun.
we have fun, we
Yeah.
camaraderie, and then we leave. And that's usually what you get with house parties.
Sometimes
So-
not in that order.
And just in that order. Good food, good drinks, good people, and good music. Shout out to my Detroit house music DJs. What's going on, family? You guys are in here today. Hi.
All right.
Y'all are powered. We got we're up to about, what is that, 15?
We'll do a few shout outs.
Yeah.
Please, Robbie, who you got some shouts out to people? Talk
I
about the Cool
see,
Nerd Podcast. Where do we get them at?
I want to
see
give a shout out to
Robin Brown.
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin. We
Hi,
got
guys.
Robin Brown.
Keith Hughes. Thank you.
You guys
Thanks
are
for joining
in.
us.
I want to give a shout out to Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Yes.
All
Assuming
right.
that one day he will watch this.
All
I
right.
just want him to know that he is loved.
Light you in Aquaman.
Aquaman
Yes.
come get wet.
Oh,
Yes.
now, who knew that was Lisa Bonet's husband?
I am so
Oh,
jealous of
boo.
her. I like her,
When
but I'm also
I saw her
jealous
on
of
the red
her.
I'm
carpet
so
with
jealous.
him.
I like her, but I'm
was
so
like,
jealous of her.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, you got to talk about why you with him.
I want to know, what did she do to get him? Like, what
Have you
fishnet
seen
did she
Lisa
throw in the
Bonet?
sea?
Okay.
Fishnet. What fishnet
Okay.
did she catch Aquaman in?
Well,
okay.
you know
Her
what?
golden lasso. I want to know.
Cynthia, it's a question I've been wanting to ask you.
Sure.
You are a very beautiful, energetic woman.
Thank you.
Say it again
You're
for the people in
very
the back.
talented at what you do. You're an expert at what you do.
Try to be. A little bit.
I would like to know what was the opposition that you came up against because you are
Yeah,
female.
the struggles and the hurt. The struggles and the hurdles.
Break it down.
I
Yeah.
think
Break
a
it
lot
down.
of
We
people
know
out
they
there
were
need
real.
to know.
Well, you know what? I think knowing that I was coming into a very male-dominated business,
Yeah.
I didn't ask for permission. I just kicked the door in.
Amen.
There you
By the
go.
time I got out to the public, because trust me,
right.
there was some very big opposition that didn't want me to shine. And not big shouts to my haters. Love you guys because you made me who I am.
It's the
But
haters.
the-
They got
the haters to get you going. The thing that you have to remember is, what are you doing what you do for? When I discovered I had this blessing of a gift, I wanted the world to hear it. Not just my basement, not just my neighbors, because I drove them crazy. I wanted to get on a stage and let the public people hear, and hopefully you'll love what I do. I had no one comes with a premonition of what you're going to be successful in. All you do is, if you do it from the heart, and that's the love and the energy people feel, they gravitate to you.
And you just got to jump out there and do
You
it.
have to.
You know,
You have
just
to.
kinda
If you start
The Nike
to-
route.
right.
you really
Just
do.
do
You
it.
just have to do it, because when you start trying to get permission, you don't even know if you're getting permission from the person who's going to support you.
You're waiting forever,
You could
honestly.
actually be talking to a hater that don't want you to go anywhere.
Right.
So if you're waiting on somebody to say, "Oh yeah, go ahead and do that," you'll never do it.
Right, because there's like a fine line between people pleasing and staying true to what you want to
Correct.
do and what makes you happy. You know, because
that's
when things go into commercialism and, you know what I'm saying, like hip hop has done in very many ways. It's like you got a lot of guys kind of piggybacking off each other. You got a lot of guys who just kind of take in too much of what the environment wants them to do, and it stops innovation. And if like you were an innovator, like you went to another city, another state, found something that people weren't doing here, found a way to bring it back here, and matter of fact, you made it so big that other people would even try to steal from you
and doing it. Sure.
Yes,
honestly, there is sort of a benefit to having haters. Haters let you know you're doing your job right.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
That's how you know. If you got haters, you're doing something right.
You have to have a balance of both. You're not going to always have people who just love what you do. You're going to have that opposition, and those oppositions, they're not the ones that's pushing you. The people who love you push you. The haters is what you don't even look at. I just smile and say, keep up. Because you're back here. To me, you're still chasing me. And so as long as I look at people, and that's the way I view things, I'm not chasing nothing in the city of Detroit because I feel like I'm one of the baddest. Because when I came up in a very hostile environment of DJs, they left you no room for error. When that person got off those tables, they didn't leave you nothing. So if you didn't come with anything, you kind of didn't get noticed. And so I was always taught by one of the greats, Mr. Charles Hicks. He always told me, who are they going to remember when you walk off that stage? And you only get the one time.
Right.
So make it memorable.
First impressions mean everything.
And I don't want you to remember me because I'm cute. Look good behind the tables. Right. None of those things. I know it does.
Because you got luxurious bouncing hair, you know.
Her Farrah Fawcett thing on. Right. She got you beat, Justin. She got you beat, Justin.
All right, man.
You know what I'm saying? The girls are sitting heavily one day and you're like, no. I want you to remember that DJ Scent. Because the great thing I loved about when I first came out, I think because my tapes were hitting so hard in the city, a lot of people thought I was a guy. Over time, they recognized it's a girl.
Yeah, honestly,
I've noticed that a lot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We've been. I was saying, I went to her YouTube page and I found out. I was like, wow, man, we've been kind of like listening to DJ Scent for a long time,
and didn't even realize we were.
I'm talking about all those times. Didn't you work with WJLB?
I'm still with JLB.
Yeah, WJLC. I mean, like all those times, all those mixes and everything you've been listening to.
It was DJ Scent. Didn't even realize it.
That was Cynthia.
I jumped on JLB around 2009. I got an opportunity. I called my girl, my angel, Teresa Hill. She was doing 90.9 FM, the WDTR high school station. It was a public school station. Okay. That was really my first introduction to actual radio, doing her guest shows. Okay. JLB, once again, big shout out to my man Mike Huckabee. Gave me a call, says, hey, you want to come to JLB and do a guest spot? Big up to my man Reggie Hirrell. He was the resident DJ there at the time. Okay. He welcomed me in. And it was love ever since then. So from about 2007, it was my first guest spot into JLB. I got officially as a resident DJ at JLB in 2009, and I'm still a Club Insomnia DJ. We do Memorial Day weekend. I'll be back on air, working on some things. So keep your ears buzzing, Club Insomnia.
Oh, yeah.
So put that in your Rolodex, guys.
Mark your calendar.
Yes.
Most definitely.
If we still use those.
So radio was totally different than the club. I had to make some different adjustments because you can play what you want to play, of course, in the club. Radio, a little clean, a little more pure.
Right. You gotta
must be flawless in those mixes.
Gotta be kind of tame.
Little restrictions.
Yeah.
But I also felt like it was a great platform to really highlight the talent here in Detroit. Absolutely. So what I decided to do with my hour, I would bring in other guest DJs.
Okay.
Come in, play here. Farley Jackmaster Funk came down to play. We've had some great guys that showed up. That played. And so I've always wanted to use whatever platform to give other people opportunities. Because somebody had to do the same thing for me. Big ups to my man, rest in peace, DJ Blackjack. That's a name that probably people don't really hear too often. He was a guy that says, you know what, why don't you come to my set and play 30 minutes? Hey, why don't you come and play for 45 minutes? Oh, we're going to do this Thursday night together. He opened up some doors. Unfortunately, he brought us to some of the hateration. You know, when you get a little bit better than some, they don't really want to love you much. But big ups to all the guys that were there in the beginning. Where you at now? Where you at now? No.
Right. You get that smug, warm feeling now.
There we are.
Oh wow!
Right. And out of all these great things that have been happening, right, that been happening in the business, I know everything hasn't been all hunky dory for you.
Of course.
I know that you had a loss in your family, and I know how did that affect you in the music? Like, was it hard to produce? Was it hard to
Let me
keep
just
the
say,
ball
I'm
rolling?
glad you brought that up because there was a period, and I want to give some shouts out and love to those that stood by me when my mixing wasn't quite the best and my mind wasn't quite there. Played a party one time, and I knew then I needed to take a break. My mom passed in 2012, so about 2012 to about 2015, almost into 16, I kind of was walking on a floated ground.
Okay.
I really didn't. I mean, if you've ever lost your mom, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean.
A parent, period.
Oh, I know exactly.
But moms are a little different, and so it took me about 3 or 4 years to really put my feet back on the ground. 2016, I think I reclaimed Cynthia. Not DJ Cent. When about the music, I had to get back in touch with me, the person, Cynthia. And when I did that, man, this musical thing has just been blowing up ever since.
And that's normally how it works. It's like you got to go through the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you right when things look the worst in that darkest hour. If you can get through that, that's the testament of you being a professional at your craft. Because there are going to be those times.
And then I also realized, too, if your journey is bigger than what you could even anticipate, I've played some amazing festivals and events. All the hardship you have to go through has to prepare you for those things. We don't look at that and say, dang, why am I going through all this? You don't know what your greatness really is going to be. So he has to prepare you to be able to go through the warrior. Because this is everything you do that's going to be, in your case, successful. If you want to leave something here, a legacy here, you got to fight through that.
Yeah.
One thing I loved about when Whitney Houston passed, the first thing she said, what are you going to leave here that people are going to remember you by?
Yep.
And so for me, I want to leave a musical library.
A legacy.
I do YouTube, I do videos, I come talk, do historical things. You want to leave, because when I die, everything I know, everything we all know goes with us. And so if we haven't put it out there for the public to actually see, this is going to be archived for the next, your kids are going to see it. Her kids are going to see it. You know, YouTube is going to be around when we die. So this is why it's important to come to talk about the history and really talk about the great things that's out here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Speak about learning about the history. You can come see Cynthia's plaque over at our Detroit Historical Museum.
It's there.
So blown away
She
from
has a
that.
plaque.
Oh,
She
yeah,
has a
man.
plaque.
You know what I'm saying? It was, it showed you one of her breakout events, Hot to Death, you know, at the Heaven.
That's my
right?
guys from Hot to Death is Joan and Ash. Big shouts out to you guys. They did a party doing a tribute with the Detroit Sound Conservancy. The actual exhibition he's talking about is called Salvaging Sounds.
Oh, yeah.
It's through the Detroit Sound Conservancy. Big ups to my man Carlton. Rest in peace, Lavelle. They were able to get the Historical Museum to actually take some of the historical things we're putting out here. The sound system from Heavens is in there. We did a tribute party to Ken, and I was, thank God, one of the featured DJs that played a set of Ken Collier's music. And that's where you get the flyer and the plaque that's over there now. So make sure you guys check that out. That's free to the public. Go see it. It's going to be hot.
Oh, yeah, man. She's right over there, immortalized with some of the legends.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Kid Rock, DJ Assault, you know, she's in there with those guys. So
That's heavy.
most definitely.
You know, when you see stuff like that, all it can do is just make you be like, wow, what have I done to deserve
Anything
that?
is possible.
It
Because
is. It really does.
I go to work with you every day. That's the crazy part, man. It's like, man, you go to work with her every day. She's such a down-to-earth, regular person. But, man, you know, extraordinary things come from ordinary people. That's
They
the
do.
thing.
I
That's the
agree.
thing, so.
I agree.
Yeah, greatness can be found under a rock.
It
It made sense in my head. I hope
I'm
I
actually
said
the
that
type
right.
of person who's going to actually go and pull the rock open to see what's there. Because I want to expose the greatness of people. And it really is, you know, this world is so cold. You know, you don't have a lot of people who want to encourage you to do good things.
Yeah.
And so me, considering myself being sort of the elder, although I don't look it, I know. But yes, I know, Justin. That could be your mother, but don't worry about it, son. You know, but the thing is, you're not supposed to always act your age. But you're supposed to share the knowledge that you've learned over the decades. I've been DJing. It'll be 30 years 2021.
Oh, wow.
2021 will be 30 years behind the turntables.
Wow.
And so that's a journey. That didn't just happen overnight. That was years and years of work. And I still work. I'm still working. I'm still practicing, so to speak.
Never stop working. Always stay busy.
Yeah, always. Staying up on the trends, staying up on new things. Do you still find time to innovate and find new ways of doing?
Have to.
What, you know? Yeah.
You have to in order to stay relevant. I mean, we got a lot of new faces. You got to
go with the changes.
A lot of very young cats out here DJing now. Big ups to my young people coming out doing their thing. Mad shouts to that, because that's going to be the next generation that's going to take over when I sit my headphones down. So real talk. You know, I was the next generation after the Stacey Hales, the Ken Colliers, the Melvin Hills, the Charles Hickses. They're still out here doing their thing. Some of them have passed. Yeah. You know, so I'm the next person that some of the other DJs watched and wanted to become a DJ because of me. So we are opening the doors for the next generation, and I hope people are going to take that when they're doing things out here, that someone's watching you. Some little kid is over in the corner who ain't supposed to be in the bar yet.
Right.
He illegal, but his mama owned it, so he over in the corner. But he's watching you, and he's learning from you, and he says, I want to be like that.
Right.
So that's what we're here to do, teach and educate each other and to motivate.
Okay, I got a question, a very specific question.
Go ahead, Amber.
So I know you work with turntables.
I do.
How do you feel when you go to some of these clubs or some of these little festivals and you see DJs working from a laptop as opposed to actual turntables? Do you feel like it takes away from the authenticity of working from actual turntable when you see somebody pulling up their MacBook computer and scrolling through their playlist and playing a song? Like, what's your opinion about that specifically?
Well, I'm going to be real with that. I don't care how you make that crowd dance. Right. I don't care if you got some spoons and a bongo box back there. And
I'll dance to that. I'll dance to that.
I don't really care.
Right.
My thing with the laptop thing is, and I think what we are as DJs are forgetting, we still need to connect with our crowd.
Right,
when you got that big laptop either to your side or in front of you, I got to look around the laptop to see you.
Okay.
A lot of DJs that do laptop never come out of their laptop to engage with their customers and their people.
And it takes
That's
away.
the only thing I have a knock of. I don't care how you make your music. As long as you got a tube in the back of you blowing, I don't care. And you're dancing and you're making the people, hey, toot that horn, whatever it takes. My thing is, still connect with your people. I watch some of these DJs and they'll play for 3-4 hours and never wave at anybody. You don't even know if they're conscious.
See, that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's that. I feel like there's that disconnect.
That next track. You know. My thing is this. I come from cassette tapes. That's when I first made cassettes.
Snap cassette tapes.
The cassette
back in the day.
Mama's minivan, red.
And I came from actual vinyl, 12 inches. The cool thing about records, and the reason why I love being able to take records places, you can only play what you can bring. Now, if you could take 15 crates in that store, well, come on in, baby. Just back up to you all.
Right.
Usually, you only got about 60 to 70 albums with you, so that's all you really got. You get to a laptop, you can have thousands of songs.
Infinite songs.
So my thing is, it's hard enough trying to figure out what to do with the next song. I got to stroll and find. Oh, no, Sid can't. That's too much going on.
You have to work your fingers.
That's too much going on. Sid needs to be able to. So I'm at Flash. Hey, flash drives now. Flash drives. Get your flash drive. DJSid.com.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so
that blue one is sexy.
The flash drive.
Blue is sexy.
Something nothing. So we got red, blue, black, and purple.
Yeah,
purple.
They're available.
All of
you
them.
like that, don't you?
Purple.
Prince dedication.
Yeah.
You already know it, don't you?
And I have one.
The Prince tribute on the
very
purple.
good.
All my purple life.
Justin's always on point.
So look.
Oh, yeah.
We moved from actual 12-inch vinyl to CDs. CDs were hectic. You got a CD bag, you're carrying all these CDs, boxes, and so now we go to the easier thing. People say laptops, then you go to flash drives. Still, much easier to carry a little bitty cute little flash drive than dragging that probably 100-pound record case. That's the only thing I don't miss about vinyl. For my vinyl heads that still carrying the records, please send me some.
Right, exactly. And take a look at these. Actually, it's like, so how many gigs do these little things have on them? Actually,
they vary. They go from 512 megabytes up to 8 megabytes.
Oh wow, that is
gigs.
Yeah, I was like, right, yeah, of course. And I was like, so you're a businesswoman, hustler, and a DJ, all in the same, all in the same thing.
I tell you about it. You know, if you're doing t-shirts, hats, whatever. This is the land of opportunity.
Thank you for listening to the podcast episode entitled An Interview with DJ Scent. For general information concerning products, contact DJ Scent at www.djcent.com or visit DJ Scent on Facebook. We at Cool Nerds Unite would like to thank you for your continued support. If you have any comments or suggestions, email us at coolnerdsunite@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Listen to us on iTunes, Podbean, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And remember, stay nerdy.